Blessings. This is a reading of A Course in Love, reading 74. We begin with the last chapter of the last reading, which was in the area of the what you choose instead. If you cannot claim at least a small amount of love for your own self, then neither can you claim your power, for they go hand in hand. There is no common good as you perceive of it, and you are not here to assure the continuance of society. The worries that would occupy you can be let go if you but work instead for the return of heaven and the return of your own self. Now we enter chapter 17, Conscious Non-Planning. Being who you are is no luxury reserved for the idle rich or the very young or old. Being who you are is necessary for the completion of the universe. Without the real you in it, there would be a void within the universe, and this would be impossible. And yet there is a way in which you are missing. This has to do with consciousness and what you are aware of. Let's just say the space that you would fill as your own self is held for you by another part of your consciousness that has never left it. It is the reunion of these two selves that will bring about the completion of the universe and the return of heaven. Where two are joined together can be used rightly here as well as in regard to relationship. Your choice to separate from God is but a separation from your own self. And this is truly the separation that needs to be healed to return you to God. You shy away from thoughts of consciousness beyond that which you are aware because of fear, and yet you know you cannot claim that you are aware of all that exists within the universe, or even that you fully know your own self. What is fearful about the unknown is simply that it is unknown. Coming to know what was previously unknown to you can remove the fear, if you will let it. Consciousness of what you are unaware of is not magic, superstition, or insanity. Yet you shield yourself from knowledge as if it would change the nature of the universe itself. It will change your perception of it. This is both what you desire and what you fear, just as you both desire and fear knowing yourself. There is an underlying assumption that you know all that is good for you to know, and that to know more is going to mean that things you would rather not know, and therefore must be bad, are what will be revealed. And yet all the evidence of your own thoughts will reveal to your willingness to accept the bad about yourself and your world. And so this assumption that what is unknown must be bad cannot be valid, even by your own standard of evidence. Yet, in your estimation, the unknown cannot be fully good or worthy of your knowing, because the reason that you use is loyal to the world you see. This is why even heaven, which you would label good, is not wholly good in your estimation of it. Why is it not wholly good? Because you have defined it as lacking much of what you have judged to be good in the world you now perceive. You have, however, willingly entered many unknown states. Some of you have gotten married, had children, taken mind-altering drugs, or attempted strenuous or even terrifying physical feats. But all of you, without exception, have willingly entered the unknown state of sleep and experienced the loss of consciousness that it brings. Each of you has had the experience of dreaming during the time of sleep. Some may claim they know everything there is to know about sleep and dreaming, being married, using drugs, or having children, but even those of you who would listen to what the experts have to say, believe this not. Each day is an unknown you enter into, despite your every attempt to anticipate what it might hold. And yet, while it would seem you would grow quite used to this phenomena, you do not. You still make your plans and rail against everything that interferes with them, and even knowing in advance that your greatest efforts at organizing are often to no avail. A Course in Miracles asks you to receive instead of plan, and yet few of you understand the meaning of this simple instruction, or what it says to you of the unknown. What it says is that the unknown is benevolent. What it says is that you cannot anticipate. What it says is that what you cannot anticipate can be anticipated for you. What it says is that you could be receiving constant help if you would but let it come. What it says is that you are not alone. Receiving implies that something is being given. Receiving implies a willingness to accept what is given. The willingness is what you do not offer. Yet this is due to your lack of understanding about the nature of creation and can be corrected. So that was reading 74. I want to say that both A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love are wonderful reminders of our own deep inner truth. Yet there are yet many, many books, lectures, YouTubes, even movies that can be wonderful reminders of the truth within you. So just as it was saying today about conscious unknowing, allow yourself to follow those areas that interest you. Something that you may feel a connection to, someplace deep inside of you. Allow yourself to explore, to observe, to learn, almost like an infant, first learning about the world or seeing the world, and just with curious wonder, allow the things that speak to your heart and give you reminders of the joy and the peace and the bliss and the love and the warm feelings. Allow them into your life. And this is what the last paragraph said about receiving. Open up and be conscious of that is taking your attention. And these books down here, Being, Peace, and the Dragon Adventure, are books that help you work with yourself to find your inner wisdom. And even though language can be limiting, such as the Christian-based language in A Course of Miracles and A Course of Love may be hard for some people, the books that I've written here, I was very careful to have such neutral language as possible. I worked very hard with the children's book, The Dragon Adventure, to keep very positive and neutral language, and the same with the others, maybe less rigidly. But please just observe yourself consciously, observe what comes into your experiences, what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and enjoy with blessings, blessings, blessings. Go forth within this day.